I've received a lot of comments from the subscribers here on the YouTube channel saying that the troop stacking calculator that I've made a video of in the past is no longer available. I've checked it and it's true, it is no longer available. I have luckily found an alternative which is a lot better, to be honest, and it is very detailed in a sense that it can be used for multiple purposes, as well as calculate the bonuses that each different troop type has, giving you the exact numbers that you need, but also it calculates the revival cost. So I want to give a massive shout out to the person whoever made this, because in this video, what I'm going to do is show you the calculator, give a brief overview of how I've started using it. And just so you're aware, I've only tested it a couple times, and there are some elements to it that I haven't tested yet simply because I don't need to. And I'll go into more detail about that in a sec. Then I will give an example of how to use it and demonstrate what I've learned from the instructions that it gives. So if you're a new player or an intermediate player that's borderline pro like myself, then this is going to serve you very well. If you are a pro player, then it's going to serve you immaculately. And if you are a leader of a clan or a superior, then there are elements to this calculator that are 100% going to be helping you for the development of your clan as a leader. And I also just want to shout out to all the players who message me in game or send me messages. I just want to let you know that I'm very grateful that you're getting a lot of value from my videos. I almost feel obligated now that I'm a person in this community that does it. And it isn't just me, you know, there's Facebook groups, there is Discord groups, there is all these other things. So I just want to give a massive shout out to us as players here at Total Battle, because it's bigger than just an individual game. It's definitely something that needs to be recognized as such a big global community, which I'm very proud to be part of and play my part. So thank you to all, especially that person who has made this calculator. So before I begin demonstrating how to use the calculator, you will need a calculator separate to this calculator. So I'll be using my phone and I will explain the reason why you need that as I show this calculator. Okay, so a quick overview of this new Total Battle calculator. It is a combination of many calculators. As you can see, there are 4 types. There is the epics, the 1 versus 1, which is player versus player. There is the CP runs, and there are the ancients. The CP runs and the ancients is what I refer to as for leaders and superiors of a clan. These calculators are all about prior planning to execute successful CP runs and ancients. Every calculator comes with a set of instructions at the bottom. So when you click on it, make sure you read those just so you can get a good grasp and understanding of how to use it effectively. Now, I'll leave that for the leaders and the superiors of clans to have a look at, and even for any other player if you're just interested in finding out. I think the player versus player speaks for itself. Instructions there of how to use that, but for now, all I've been using is the epics, which is very, very awesome. As you can see, it's quite detailed. So I'm going to go into a bit of detail. So yeah, bear with as I explain. And again, here you go. All the instructions are there for anybody after this video that is going to be using this calculator. Definitely read it, then develop your own way of using it. And also I'll be interested to see your results. I think that's even more important, because as you'll see in this video, there are some things that you may do differently to me, or you may find. And I think that's what the beautiful thing about this community is, that we are able to share. So if I go back to the home screen really quick, the creator, it seems, is called Hettoo. So if anybody knows who Hettoo is, or if Hettoo you're seeing this, be interested to pick your brains about what you've done here when created here, because I think it's absolutely amazing. Now here is the website, of course, that the calculator is on, but I will also include it in the description for you and in the comments, everybody. So make sure you check those and leave a comment. Much appreciated. Let me know how you get on. For any player that doesn't speak English as well, I think this is really important. Make sure you share this with members of your clan who don't speak English, because you can use the Google Translate to automatically translate the website, which is an absolutely awesome feature. So big shout out to Google for doing that, and also for Hettoo for reminding us that that is possible. So this calculator is available to all. Now let's get into the epic army calculator, because this is the one I'm using, and I feel like this is the one probably everybody is going to be using. If like me, you play on PC, the best way to use this calculator is to do split screen. So you'd have the calculator on one side and the game running on the other side. The first thing you want to do is let the calculator know what troops you have. So if you click on your army, what you'll see is a set of monsters, captains, guardsmen, dragon, rare. I don't have any mercenaries right now because I've missed out on the last mercenary exchanges. But if you have mercs as well, then you can put them in. So let's input what I currently have. So I have G5 troops at the moment. And I have specialist swordsman level 4. and I have monsters level 5, 4, and 3. So I put in the top number, which is level 5. So now the calculator knows all the troops I have. If you do have any troops missing from the guardsmen, specialists, or monsters, let the calculator know. So for example, if I'm not using ranged units, I would click ranged units. But obviously for the purpose of this video, I'm using what I currently have available, and everybody is available. So that is that. The next thing is bonuses. This is what I absolutely love about this calculator. Strength against epic monsters. Now, for anybody who has unlocked a captain like Hercules, you will know that Hercules' feature or ability is to fight against epic monsters, and he gives strength to your entire army. I haven't unlocked Hercules yet, as you can see, but if I had, I would see what level he's at, and then I would input that number into this box here. Now, this is why I said you need your phone, because if you have Hercules and he has equipment that also adds to the strength of the entire army against epic monsters. So for those that don't know, the equipment that I'm talking about is Warrior of Ragnarok equipment. You can see here it's got strength against epic monsters. If you have this equipment and you've got Hercules, what you want to do is add the percentages together and then put the total in this box here. Now, some would say, okay, well, what if I don't have Hercules? Let's say that I have got A-Day, for example, and she has got the Warrior of Ragnarok equipment. In that case, what you can do is just add up the equipment bonuses and then put it in there. Now, remember, this is the bonus for strength against epic monsters. If you haven't got strength against epic monsters, then don't put anything in there. Do not confuse army strength with strength against epic monsters. This is very specific to strength against epic monsters, okay? This is where it gets interesting. This is G for guardsman, and the S is for strength. H is for health. Guardsman, ranged, strength. Guardsman, ranged, health. See? Guardman mounted strength, guardman mounted health. And I'm not trying to patronize you here. I'm just saying it in case there's somebody that needs it explained such. Specialist, melee strength, specialist, melee health. Now, this is why you're going to need your calculator, because if I use A-Day as an example here, you know that she has features that give guardsman's health and guardsman's strength depending on her level, which my A-Day is currently level 118, so she gives 118% for all the guardsmen. Now, the other thing you need to factor in is if you have equipment that also gives strength to guardsmen. So if I use this equipment here, and you'll see the guardsman's strength has increased, if I go back to A-Day's feature, you'll see that there is an equipment bonus, which is army health, army strength, but here, guardsman health, guardsman strength. So I'll need to add that 8% from this equipment to the guardsman's strength of 118, which in total is 126. So I would put in here for the strength 126. For the health, it is the same. It's 126. And you continue to do this with your totals. Now, as you can see, I've also got A-Day with the artifact Philosopher's Stone, and the Philosopher's Stone grants specialist health and specialist strength. So you also want to add that into where it has specialists. So that would be 50%, and the health is also 50%. Now, all that being said, if you're using someone like Cleo, she has a feature which is strength of entire army. So you wouldn't need to worry about filling out this one here, because as you scroll down, it will have global offsets optional. This is extra army strength, extra army health. I would put in the bonuses here. So if it's strength of entire army 143%, you need to add that 143% plus again equipment bonus, which is army strength 32.2%, and also artifact bonus. I'm using the Ifrit Lord's belt, which grants army health and army strength at an extra 20%. So if we go to artifact bonus here, you can see army strength is 56%. So I need to add that as well, plus 56. That means it's 231% currently. Now, this is going to sound a bit patronizing, but it shouldn't. These aren't the only places that you will get bonuses from. You need to remember as well, guys, when you're doing your ads, you need to account for currently active bonuses from your personal. So right now, I don't have it active, but if I was to click on my army strength and use it for like 1 hour and add an extra 25%, I would need to add that as well. And you also want to pay attention to your clan bonuses, because if your clan has an active army strength bonus, which is another 25%, add that as well. Another thing that you want to remember as well is your dragon. If you are using your dragon in the mix, you're sending your dragon into the army, into the fight. Remember, it too also has bonuses for army strength and army health. So make sure that you add that to the mix as well. Another thing that you might want to remember is that you might have additional bonuses due to certain tournaments. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. And the final thing, research. If you're undergoing certain research that boosts certain troop types like monsters, for example, if we click here, you can see that my beast strength is level 6. So it adds an extra 4%. Giant strength, level 6, add an extra 4%. Elemental strength, 3%, level 5, and dragon strength, level 3. So I need to upgrade these two so that all of the monsters are on the same level, so I can do my maths a lot easier and a lot quicker. So it's something to pay attention to, guys. Okay, so now I've explained all of that. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep things very simple, and when you start using it, then you can go into a lot more detail of your own, depending on the types of captains you have, equipment you have, research you've done, everything I've explained in your own way in regards to your troops. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep it very simple. So you already know what troops I have, and I've erased the bonuses. All of the guardsman bonuses is gone, and all of the specialist bonuses is gone, because I'm going to be using Cleo. She is strength of entire army. Plus, with Cleo, her strength of entire army is additional with star level. I have the artifact bonus as well, and I also have the equipment bonus as well. So when I add all of that together, plus everything I mentioned before, like personal bonuses, clan bonuses, even kingdom bonuses, what I've got is a total of 311.2% extra army strength. So I can put that all in one there. The same with the health, everything combined, extra army health, 62.2. Actually, in fact, tell a lie, I haven't included the dragon. My mistake. One sec. Let me quickly add that real quick. Army strength 57. 36.8.2. And health 62.2 plus 57, 119.2. Okay, so that's why you need your phone calculator to hand. Right, so now that I've actually got that right, I can go back to Cleo. If you're going to be doing many attacks and you're going to be using this calculator, yeah, make sure you remember all of the bonuses I mentioned before, just so you don't forget. Otherwise, the calculations could be wrong, and you could be thinking, why didn't that work out the way it did? The calculator's wrong. Chances are the calculator isn't wrong. Chances are your calculations were, if that makes sense. And it's just worth remembering. Right, so the next thing is the general input. So because I'm only using Cleo, her leadership is 22,900, so that goes in there. Her dominance is 5,710, so that goes in there. The authority isn't needed because authority is for mercs, and if you have mercs, then most players only get one level of mercs, and that will be added. But this is the epic monster hunters limit. So depending on how many epic monster hunters you have, make sure you put that in there. I don't have any, as you know, so that's why it's at 0. In this column here, you have guardsmen, specialists, and melee. This is where you put the amount of stacks you'll be using. So if you remember the troops that I'm using, I'm only using 1 level of guardsmen and 1 level of specialists. However, I have got 3 levels of monsters. So that's where you'll put the number of different stacks that you have. So if I had like 2 stacks of guardsmen and 2 stacks of specialists, I will just increase it to 2. So the calculator knows what I'm using. E9, I don't know what that means, so I just leave it blank, but that's that. On the next part, you'll see you can click Arachne, you can click Jormungandr, player versus player, which says G9 only. And guys, this is why it's important to read the instructions, because it will give you more insight as to where you're at. With me, I just click other, and then it also asks for the stacks in the epic. So this is where you would put, I believe, what the enemy are using. So if you click on the enemy and you find out what they're using, you can put that in there. So let's say, for example, I've done all that and I click submit. What you will now get is the output. And this is what I love about this calculator. Pay attention to this, guys. Once the calculator has used everything you've got, it will give you the output, pretty much summarizing everything you've got going on. So from the leadership, authority, dominance, this is the total amount of damage that you will do. And this is what I love, the gold to revive. If you use gold to revive your troops, it lets you know how much it's going to cost. This is such an amazing calculation. I'm very, very happy about that. But this is the more important thing. What troops will you need to use? As you can see here, it's telling me for your guardsmen, you want to be using 3,934 spearmen, level 5, 3,933 archers, 1,947 riders, battle griffins, what monsters you want to be using. This is for mercs, the additional damage that you can get by using your mercs. Depending on what mercs you have, it also lets you know which ones to use and how many to use. Now, that's obviously if you've got every single one, but if you haven't, I won't worry about it too much. A quick tip that I received from a comment from DJ6802. He said, been watching your videos and just subscribed. Thanks for all the info. Regarding adding up the leadership of your hero and each of 3 captains, do not do it manually like you're doing. Instead, click on the attack button, scroll to the bottom, and it gives you the total. Saves you a minute or two. That's a quick little time-saving tip. Shout outs to DJ6802 for sharing that in the comments. And that is that. YouTube are most likely going to recommend a video now from this channel that is suited to you. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend that you do. If not, click that link to get this calculator, get on the game, start using it. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.